Coming up on today's show, we are talking about scandalous women. What they do to these athletes in professional sports. And on the second half of the show, we are talking about mistakes that men make when arguing. And that's going to be a two-part series. But for now, say hi to my daughter. She's helping me with this podcast today. Cue the intro.
Doom.
Welcome to the Routes in Relationship Podcast, where we are the sports podcast giving practical relationship advice. We talk sports and help couples reach their ultimate relationship goals. And now your hosts, who are both fired from good government jobs.
Fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Both divorced.
We gonna celebrate what? My divorce. How about that?
And both with 3 kids. Maury Langshaw Sr.
What do you know about love? What do you possibly think you know about love?
And Mian Mignon.
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes. Like,
welcome back to our lovely podcast, Routes in Relationships, where I am, as always, Mia Mignon.
And I am Maury Langshaw. What's going on, fam?
Nothing much. They can find us, Oh, you know what? I was on Spotify, and I saw all of our episodes on there. I forgot.
On
that we were
Spotify?
On Spotify, yes.
Get out of here. I've been calling Spotify saying, hey, what's going on?
Spotify is a place where you can find Routes in
Get
Relationships,
out of here.
along with
All right.
Twitter, Routes_ships, Facebook, Routes and Relationships, Patreon.com/Routes and Relationships to support the show. And as always, we ask that you support the show. You can find us on YouTube at Routes and Relationships. We are everywhere at Routes and Relationships. We have a website, everything.
RoutesandRelationships.com. Okay.
Yes.
What's on tap for today?
What's on tap for today is...
As you heard in the hook of the beginning.
Yes, we are talking about athletes who have been accused of domestic violence or sexual assault, only to find out that's not true. The girlfriends recanted their stories because, well, it actually never happened.
What? I got one word. You little bitch! What a... Oh, man.
Okay, little bitch.
Dudes ruin careers, man. They losing careers and millions of dollars because the bitch won't lie.
Yeah. So we're going to get into that. We're going to dive into that. And we are also going to talk about the male bitch who makes mistakes in relationships. Mistakes in arguing.
He's not a bitch.
Well, any man that argues with a woman is a bitch.
Wait a second. Okay, coming up. Stay tuned for that.
Yes.
Because I can see that's going to be hot and heavy. Dang.
All right. So before we get into the first segment with the scandalous women, let's get into our sponsor information.
Oh, sponsorship. GreatTravelLife.com. GreatTravelLife.com is brought to you. It brings you the first half of the show. GreatTravelLife.com is your travel site for providing one-stop shop for all your travel needs that you need to hunt for your next luxury vacation for non-luxury prices. If you feel comfortable finding your own low-cost flights, booking your own hotel discounted suites, booking your own cruises anywhere in the world, rental car discounts, even discounted shopping on Amazon, then head over to GreatTravelLife.com and start hunting for your next luxury vacation for non-luxury prices today. GreatTravelLife.com.
Great Travel Life.
So, talking about these bitches.
Stop calling somebody's daughter a bitch.
Hey, if they're liars and cheaters and thieves and all these type of people, well, they're bitches.
They're still someone's daughter. And what if somebody called your daughters
If
the B word?
if she lied on an athlete, then she goes in the category as well. She gets no pass.
Yeah, these women, I don't have any respect for these women right
So who did this happen to?
who hasn't it happened to? Let's see. No. It happened to. I'm going to get into 4 people today because it has happened to a lot.
So before you say this, are these people where it was just a bold-faced lie and it hurt the athlete, or is it things like where the woman ruined the career because of something like Steve Nash's wife?
both ex-lives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was to ruin careers. It was ruin reputations just because I'm mad at you.
But that could be Steve Nash. Do you remember what happened to Steve Nash back in the day with his wife? I came across a picture because they were just taking a picture and smiling and lovey-dovey, and it was the birth of their third child. This cracks me up because I recently read it and doing when you said you wanted to do this show. Right. During the birth of his third child, Mateo or something like that, Mattel something. During the birth, and mind you, Steve Nash is a Caucasian white boy, and his wife Canadian
yes.
white. Okay. He's a white boy. Canada, America, Europe. He's
Canadian.
Right.
Yes.
She's of like Hispanic descent, so she's very fair, light skin. So during the birth of their third child, out comes the baby, and he's black. Little Mateo, little MJ is black.
Of the darker persuasion, yes.
Yes, he's black. So Steve Nash has a fit. And the very next day, do you know what he did? Filed for divorce. So we're not talking about that. We're not talking about things like that.
No, I mean, if she cheated.
My goodness.
No.
All we're saying is that she had an African American baby.
Okay.
And with darker persuasion, and left Steve Nash in total festivity.
Right, because I think she cheated with his teammate, didn't she? Yeah.
I'm not even going there.
We're not going down there, but
Okay,
I believe she cheated with his teammate. But don't quote me because I don't want her to come back and get me. So anyway, let's start off with on the college level because this happens a lot on the college level. But we're just gonna talk about one person in particular, and it's Jovon Robinson, who was kicked off of Auburns football team because his girlfriend at the time said she didn't want to involve the police. She didn't want to have which that should have been a red flag right there. But she didn't want to involve the police. She just wanted him to be held responsible for forcibly picking her up and throwing her into the hallway of his dorm room, outside of his dorm room, where she had bumped her head in the process of being thrown out. On the door, what's the side thing? On the side of the door? She smashed her head, I'm sorry. She smashed her head, and she had injuries on her shoulders, and she scraped her knee. She had copper burn on her knees.
Is that why she had copper burn on her knees?
Listen. So she emailed the coach, and she told the coach that this happened to her this particular night, and it's happened to her more than once, and she's fed up, and he needs to be held responsible and do not involve the police. So they called him in the office. They told him he had to go. They kicked him off the football team, and he didn't have anything else to do with his life. And then a month later, she said, I lied. I wanted to ruin his career, and so I did. And she was happy. She was happy with the fact that
he got kicked off.
That he got kicked off. But what bothered me about this case was for that month before she said I lied, Auburn, the news in that area, they dug into his past and wrote articles about what could have made Jovon Robinson veer off track the way he veered off track. Oh, could it have been that his father was tragically killed? Oh, his rough upbringing in Memphis. And you went into this man's whole complete background. But once she said that she was a liar and a bitch, that's what you called her? A little lying scandalous bitch?
Yes.
Yeah, nobody went
definitely
into her,
a bitch.
Nobody went into her background to find out why she could possibly be mentally ill for making up such a story and for having that meanness in her to actually say, I want to ruin this man's chances of becoming a professional football career. And Auburn University, or whatever they are, university, college, somewhere that I would prefer my son not to go to now, they didn't stand by him. What they said was, well, she may have lied, but there were other incidents that made us kick him off the football.
Oh my God! Like
none that came out before he assaulted a woman before, so they believed her. Allegedly, he assaulted a woman before. Oh, and he didn't lift weights.
God.
He didn't lift weights the way we wanted him to lift weights. He wasn't committed to his football team the way we wanted him to, but you put him in a game, and he started for you.
Oh my goodness.
But
so not only is she the bitch, but Auburn University is the bitch too.
Auburn University is the bitch too, which lets these youth athletes know that they're going to use you until they can't use you anymore. If you don't look good to them on their program, they are not going to have your back, no matter how much they come sit in your mama's living room and tell you that, oh, we'll do anything, we'll keep you safe, we'll this. No, they won't.
Sorry for, what's his name? Mr.
Jovon
Robinson?
Yeah, he hasn't done anything since then.
And when was this? Like, what is he doing now? How old
2016. That was 2016, and nobody knows where he is now. So let's thank let's thank that woman.
Wow. I hope things work out for him. We're gonna keep track of this guy.
Yeah, let's.
Who else? Who else is up?
Reuben Foster.
Can I believe this more than like women? They're just lying. They're just flat out lying on people.
Yes, Reuben Foster's
My
ex-girlfriend. Reuben Foster is not a saint. We're not gonna call him a saint, but we will say he did not hit that woman the way she claims that she got abused.
So, what did she say?
She said that he hit her in the head 8 to 10 times, drug her by her hair, and ruptured her eardrum.
Remember the last time we talked about something similar? I said, you remember the movie The Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence?
Yes.
I'm saying, this shit is just rampant now in real life. Like, this is real life we're talking about.
Yes.
Where a woman would sit there in her bathroom, put multiple oranges into a sock, and hit herself with it to cause these bruises, and then slam her arms in the door, and then say a man did it? Oh my God.
Yes, particularly Reuben Foster did it. And he was charged. He was charged with domestic violence, with inflicting great bodily injury and forcibly attempting to prevent a victim from reporting the crime. She said she couldn't report it because he didn't want her to report it. Well, she didn't want to report it because she was telling a lie. But anyway, it came out.
So who did you say? Who didn't want to report it?
They charged him with preventing the victim from reporting the crime, because she said when it happened in February of this year, she couldn't report it right away because he wouldn't allow her to. He wouldn't let her.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. So fast forward a couple of months later, she apologizes to everyone that may have been harmed in this case, specifically Mr. Foster. I was just upset and I wanted to ruin his career and his reputation because he no longer wanted me to be his living girlfriend.
Man, I tell you, I would slap. That would force me to commit domestic violence on somebody. I'm like, you just flat out lied on me and ruined my shit.
Ruined his shit.
And and that's it. Like, we're supposed to just live happily ever after. Like, you go on about your life and I'll go about mine.
Right. So,
man, I would strangle that bitch.
And then there's some people that believe that she recanted her story because he slipped her money under the table, so it can look like he was innocent when he really isn't. But no, she's a liar. Like, take it. She's a liar.
Like Greg Hardy's girlfriend. Ooh.
Yeah, no. Well, Greg Hardy's girlfriend got her ass whooped.
By Greg Hardy?
Yeah.
And then was paid off not to say anything?
Yeah, but she just didn't say anything.
So the difference is, I'm going to pay you to say that you lied. That's what one of the narratives are?
That's what some people believe, that she got paid by him to say that she lied. That's what some people believe. Like, looking at the comments. Because I looked at the comments underneath, like, a couple of articles, and they were like, oh, these women will do anything for money, and da-da-da-da. And sadly, it was a bunch of women. Bunch of women who believe this.
So a bunch of women believe that she's lying?
A bunch of women believe that she...
Wow.
The women believe that she's lying. The men believe that she took money to save him.
But taking the money means that she admits that she lied.
Right, like she's taking the money to say, he said, listen, if you say you lied, I'll give you $1 million. And she said, okay.
So what is there to believe? Like, what do you believe? Like, what's the truth? I guess we'll never know the truth, and that's why he gets suspended. So the NFL is still stupid to the point said, hey, we don't know what the truth is. She's now saying she lied. There's another story saying that you paid her off, but part of the payoff was to say that she did lie. So because of all that, we're suspending you 2 games.
Well, no, he got suspended for 2 games for substance abuse. The substance abuse, which happened to be found in when they came to arrest him for her lie. So he did something, but it wasn't abuse her.
I swear, you cannot make this shit up. You cannot make it up. This is real life.
Oh, and let's not forget about Angela Sanchez, David Irvin's girlfriend. Same thing.
What happened with that?
She cheated on him. He threw her ass out, told her to find somewhere else to live. So she hacked into his Twitter account and said that he beat shit out of me on a regular basis and kicked me out the house and yada yada yada. But failed to mention that I cheated on him twice. He took me back the first time because I didn't have anywhere to go, and I cheated on him again. So he kicked me out the house, and I'm just very emotional, and I was very upset. And I shouldn't have hacked into his Twitter account, and I should admit to my faults for cheating on David. And I didn't want to ruin his career, but the accusation of him being a woman beater is already out there, and guess what? It's ruining his career because the Cowboys are now talking about he comes with too much baggage, and we may have to get rid of him.
And the Cowboys are known for doing their due diligence, though.
They haven't said anything.
They haven't done their due diligence and found out this bitch is lying.
Well, that's probably why he's still on the roster. But, you know, their patience are wearing thin with him. So maybe it's because of who he has in his company, which is Miss Angela Sanchez. He may need to get rid of her. Plus, she was on All or Nothing, and she was like a meth head, if you ask me. You need to get rid of her ass anyway.
Poor David Irvin.
But what made
Poor Reuben Foster.
But what made me really talk about this story was, we gonna shout out right here, Jerrion Connolly of the Raiders is actually suing the woman, and I applaud him wholeheartedly. He's suing her for just $25,000, but I think the point to be made here is, bitch, you want to lie on me? Well, guess what? I'm going to take you to court.
So he's suing her for what, defamation of character or something like that?
He's actually suing her because he said that her accusation when he was in Ohio State, he was supposed to be a top 10 pick in the draft last year. And because of her accusation, her accusation forced him to drop down to 24 where Oakland picked him. So he cost draft status, millions of dollars in money, and
top 10 to 24. That's millions of dollars.
And she damaged his reputation because some people actually believe again that he actually did do it. You know, he can't get that reputation off of his back, even though it's been proven by Ohio State police that nothing happened. She came out and said nothing happened, but he still has that stigma, so he decided to take her to court, and he's going to sue her for $25,000.
I hope he wins, but I'm not. Does she have money or something? Like, where is he going to get this $25,000 from?
No, I think he's just making a point.
He's not suing her for money.
Right, I think he's just making a point. But her thing was, now get this now. He says, well, first she said that I refused to have sex with him because it was like a 4-way or 2-couple sex thing going on or something, whatever.
Oh my God,
and she claimed she didn't want to do it, so he forced himself on her anyway. His side of the story was that it was people in the room. People did come back to the hotel room, but she was trying to have sex with him. She kept pulling her pants down and all this other stuff. He was like, no, I don't want you, because I guess she had sex with his boy, and he was like, yeah, no, you damaged goods. So she got mad, and he told her to leave because she was cutting up, acting a fool. He told her to leave. She said, well, he put me out the room. I was embarrassed that he put me out of the room. I was embarrassed that I had sex in that room with someone else. So, since he was the money guy, guess who I put it on?
Wow. Wow.
The money guy.
Oh my gosh.
So
all the young athletes, high school athletes, I hope you're paying attention to this. Share this with your children, your young student athletes. Please tell them to stay away from these scandalous bitches.
Scandalous.
Man, anything to hurt people, to gain notoriety, to get paid. My goodness. Grow up, ladies.
Grow up, ladies?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I'm going to end it like this. I don't know if they need to grow up as much as they just need to have some integrity. That's the word of the day for ladies, girls, adolescents.
Integrity.
Yes, they need to have some integrity. Because every man that you talk to always say that they like a girl that exudes something along the lines of confidence, that she's sure about herself, that she acts like a lady, that she knows how to carry herself, not put herself out there and look like a hooker and sleep with everything up underneath the sun. So I actually blame the parents of these girls some of the parents, because there are women out here that's actually being breeded to do stuff like this. They're actually being taught to do stuff like this. Go out, find your athlete, get his money, and if he doesn't give you what you want, then guess what? You can always say he hit you. You can always say he sexually assaulted you. And that has to stop. From the mothers that's teaching their daughters that, and the daughters that's actually carrying it out.
Wow. Wow.
So,
All right. There you have it. Appreciate that. That was the Sports Freak Minute?
that was the Sports Freak Minute.
Oh, we got to set that up next time.
Set it up.
All right. Next up, relationships.
Scandalous male.
The scandalous male.
The scandalous
No, we do adult stuff. We don't do ratchet stuff. It's stuff that happens in every relationship, whether you've been in a relationship for 6 months or you've been in a relationship for 60 years. It all happens. You tend to disagree, and you may find yourself in an argument from time to time. And I want to talk to the men today. But don't worry, because the next episode, I will be talking to the women about the same subject.
No, the women don't make mistakes in
Sure.
arguments.
Yeah.
You know.
Mistake number one,
Believe
say
they don't make mistakes.
women don't make mistakes when arguing. Remember that one for next time. But we're going to jump into the mistakes men make when arguing. But first up, new sponsor of the second half of the show.
New sponsor.
Man, we're rolling.
Ooh.
Rolling. Was it the Tina Turner song? Rolling.
on a river.
River, on a river. Yep. Brought to you by FixItProtected.com. Fix It Protected. What is Fix It Protected? Fix It Protected. If you have less than stellar credit, and that is a credit score of under 720, there's a simple way for you to improve your score within the next 60 days. Whether you're looking to buy a new car, a new home, or start a business, your credit is very important. Any institution looking to loan you money is going to look at one thing immediately, and that is your credit score. If you want to increase your credit score by 30 to 90 points in the next 60 days, visit FixItProtected.com. Now, even if you have great credit, Fix It and Protect It is a great way for you to continue to protect your financial assets that you've worked hard to build and maintain. Fix It and Protect It has an array of resources to help you maintain your good personal and business credit. So visit FixItProtected.com to learn more and click the enroll button. All right, mistakes men make. You just want to go through my list?
Sure. Because I can tell you how I watch men make mistakes, but I want the expert to tell me.
Obviously, you're the expert. You just know what mistakes. Like, I'm arguing and then we're going back and forth, and see, that's one of the mistakes you're making. That's what you do? That's what it is?
No. The mistake that I see men make is not being honest.
Oh, not being honest. Okay.
And that's what caused the argument to begin with, because they liars.
Huh. So they don't tell the truth.
You're
Not
right.
necessarily. See, truth and honesty are cousins.
Well, they don't tell the truth, and they're not honest. But you know me, I'm a little different. If I come to you with something, it's because I already know. I'm a little different. So
That's a good belief to have, because as a man, when I hear that, I'm like, you don't really know. Like, I can tell you if you know. You can. Women say that in such confidence to draw the truth out of men. And they say, I want to see if you're going to lie because I already know the truth. So therefore, let me ask you. And then the answer should be the truth. If it's not what I think it is, then there's a propensity that you're lying. And that's all bullshit.
see,
And that's all BS.
A woman can come to you and say,
It's like women's intuition.
Right, I was going to say,
BS.
she can come to you and say, oh my gosh, I feel like you're cheating on me. I don't know, I don't have any proof, but I just feel it. And, you know, the women's intuition. If I'm coming to you, and if me is coming to you and say to you.
You're yawn.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
If me come to you and say, who is Joni?
But you're not, but that's, you don't do
Listen, if I come to you and say, who is Joni? Or you can have that bitch Joni. See, I'm not going to give you a chance to be like, oh shit, she asked me who is Joni. That's the maid.
See, that's not what you said though.
But if I come
see how that? See how she flipped
But
that?
if I come to you and if I say, who is Joni? Or you can have that, let's stick with who is Joni. And you come back and tell me, she's the maid. I'm going to tell you that you were MF and lie. Joni is XYZ. You know why she's XYZ? Because of this. And I'm going to tell you, show you what this is. And then you have to climb your way out of your shit if I want to listen to you. So, yeah, I'm just not coming to you with
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you said though.
I'm just not coming. When I'm coming to you,
I'm
coming
to
to
see
you
if you're
with
gonna lie. You coming with what you think is the truth, where you can have concrete evidence, but you're not coming to present the evidence. You're coming to set him up. You're coming to ask questions to see if he's going to lie about what you know.
Because if you can look at me in my face after telling me that you love me and I mean the world to you and I don't want to lose you, and if you can look at me in my face and tell me a lie about something that I know is the truth, then I know that you and I need to end our relationship.
See, but the thing is, you just said two things, two completely different things. One is you're coming with concrete evidence, and you're going to pepper him with questions to see if his answers match your concrete evidence.
I'm going to pepper him with one question.
That's one. Now you said you're going to come and present your evidence and say, this is what I got. Fuck out. I got you.
That's second after you lie to me. I said after you lie to me, then I'm going to say you are MF and lie, and this is why. That's what I said. I said I'm going to ask you who is Joni. You're going to tell me Joni is the maid, and I'm going to say
she's just a friend.
Right, and I'm going to say no, she's not. This is why. And you looked at me in my face and you lied to me, and boom. So that's how most arguments start.
Because that's a ratchet relationship. If it's all about cheating in a woman, who is this woman? I'm talking to the people that are new or even seasoned relationships, and they go through the ups and downs of every relationship and how they tend to disagree, which happens in just about 100% of relationships. So we're going to talk about that and I'm going to put the onus on the men for this episode. I'm going to put the onus on the woman for the next episode. So when disagreements and arguments arise, men make some crucial mistakes that do not help their case. One is, and I'm guilty of this, tone. The way you speak to your lady, aggressive and loud. We tend to kind of care more about being right, and we don't even realize that we're being more threatening. That does not go over well in talking to a woman. Second, interruptions. We kind of, we cut our spouses off, cut our ladies off, and all that does when we cut somebody off in an argument like that, it invalidates her feelings. Now, I have that phrase, invalidation, and her feelings are crucial because that's everything. It's all about that. Women need to be validated. So instead of saying things like, you're cutting her off to say, I don't even know why you feel that way. You shouldn't even feel that way. You cannot tell her how to feel. And by you doing that, that invalidates her feelings by interrupting her. Instead, try things like what I actually do. I actually say this because I take a time out for like at least 5 seconds to process. Say, I understand why you think like that. You may still disagree, but listening and understanding go a long way. Third, condescending comments. Condescending phrases. Like, what's the big deal? Have I said that before? Have I said that before?
You said that, yes.
You might say it a million times? No. What's the big deal? You shouldn't even worry about that. Like, I can see the woman thinking, what, you think I'm boo-boo the fool? Like, seriously. we're having a discussion, debate, argument, and you're telling me that I shouldn't feel a certain way, or what's the big deal about certain things? The problem with that gentleman is, remember the validation and her feelings part? This doesn't acknowledge her feelings when you say condescending things like that. Fourth, this is a big deal for men. Mm-hmm. Offering solutions. Men's inability to listen and understand cripples them. Men unconsciously want to find a solution. Instead of listening to their lady, they want to just say, oh my gosh, we're at this again, Jesus Christ. And boom, solution. Let's just do this. And it doesn't even have to be an argument. It could be where a woman comes home from work and she's saying, I can't believe my boss did this, and my coworker did this, and then blah, 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 and she's just yapping and 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 yapping, and I'm saying this yapping and yapping over and over again because men know what I'm talking about when I say yapping and yapping and yapping, and keep on yapping and yapping and yapping, to the point you're like, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up already. What is the problem? And they say, you want to cut you off and say, okay, since you feel this way about your boss, then just do this. Solution. And actually, she doesn't even want a solution. All she wants to do is vent. Mm-hmm. And all you have to do, man, take the time out and just listen. No solutions offered. Unless she specifically says, what should I do? Which a woman won't.
Most times sometimes she will.
So it's very seldom, especially in an argument. We're talking about arguments, disagreements. A woman's not going to ask, what should we do as a solution to a man when she's clearly disagreeing with him in an argument. Right. So, men, stop offering solutions right off the bat. Take the time out, practice patience. And I wish you could see me on YouTube. I'm like rubbing my ears, woosah, listen, understand, and don't say shit. Alright? 5. Tit for tat. Tit for tat. When she complains, you raise her complaint with one of your complaints. This is not a poker game. She doesn't call and with a complaint, and then you have to call her with a complaint of your own, and then you raise her a complaint. This is not poker. I don't know if it's a man's competitive nature, but I even noticed this with our children, the male children and the female children. I'm talking to the male child, telling him about dropping footballs. The female child chimes in and says, the male child says, well, I only dropped 2 of them. If he was throwing 5 of them, he only dropped 2. So the female child says, and to relate it here, complaining, well, you shouldn't drop any. His response was, well, I get the ball more than you, so you shut up. So I chime in, I said, what does the fact that did you get the ball more than her have to do with you dropping the ball?
All the more reason why he should have caught it.
And again, to the relationship now. Back to the relationship. He has a complaint about, she has a complaint about don't drop any balls. And he raises her complaint with one of his own saying, well, I get more opportunities to catch the ball than you do. Which has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
And I noticed that it was the male child raising the complaint. With another young female child that we have, I said it was about dance. And I made a suggestion to relate it here, a complaint about her dance. You know what she said? What? Okay. So I noticed with the female children, they take what they hear and just move on it. Versus the males, they have something else to say or something else to complain about to deflect. Because
men in their minds are never wrong. So that's why they do that.
And I guess that's what I'm trying to get men to understand. You're not always right. You don't go tit for tat. That's one of the mistakes men make. So where are we? 6.
Yes.
The final word. Women, I hear you shouting hallelujah, amen, preach, preacher. The final word. When I mean the final word, men have this unconscious way to let a woman know that she cannot win this argument. And it's very condescending when the final word has to be. So as with everything, it has to be your way. Now, women, tell me if you heard that from your man before.
Yes.
Everything got to be your way.
Yes.
That's his way. The argument's over. He's conceded because sometimes he doesn't have the verbal intellect to spar and realize that his woman is right. The last thing she says is right, and the argument's over. But you have to have the final word just to say, everything got to be your way, or everything, as always, everything's a big deal to you. Mm-hmm. That's your way of having the final word that has nothing to do to make peace. So stop trying to have the final word.
Yes. Stop it now, please.
And last but not least, to the final word part, is giving in. You send the message like, all right already. Like, we've been through this 1,000 times. In your mind, you've been through it 1,000 times, and you're like, all right already.
That should get the hallelujah button.
Okay, hallelujah, preacher. All right,
Yes.
but it's giving the impression that she's being unreasonable, and this just sets up future fights.
Okay.
So if you have the mentality of like, oh my God, all right already, you win. That's not helping anything. That's not making any type of peace, and goes along with the final word. It's like you're giving in, but giving the impression that she's still being unreasonable, and you're like, all right already, you win. End of story, move on, you don't talk about it anymore, but now you're set up for the next fight.
Poor thing.
So men, if I were to offer you some solutions, practice this. First, listen. Just shut up and listen. Just bite your tongue, squeeze your nuts, whatever you got to do to just not talk. I know it's going to be hard because I go through the same thing. I've gone through it. I continue because I'm a man and I want to get better. So now I consciously don't have to bite my tongue or grab my nuts anymore. I don't have to pinch myself. Before I had to do whatever it took to just listen and not talk. I had to listen to her feelings. That it's all you got to do. Listen to her feelings. Next, understand. Just understand her point of view. You can disagree all you fucking want to, but understand her point of view before you disagree. It's not after, not the same as, before you disagree, but before you start to talk, you have to understand.
Yes, listen.
Alright? I want to go too long on the soapbox, but those 7 things, we're going to lay it out timeline by timeline on the YouTube video if you just want to hear one part, or second part if you want to share it. Make sure, guys, please go to iTunes and leave a review or comment, and go to the website, leave us a comment so you know, we know that you that you listened. That you listened.
That you listen, yes.
Alright?
Yes.
And that's all we had today. There we go. Joke of the day. Title of this one is Why I Got Divorced.
Okay. I know why I got divorced. Let's go.
A husband and wife been married for a while, and last week was his birthday. His wife didn't say anything about a happy birthday, honey, no nothing. She just went along about like it was a regular old day. His parents forgot as well, and so did his kids.
Nobody loves you.
Nobody said happy birthday in his family. He went to work, and his colleagues didn't say a damn word. No happy birthday, Bob. Nothing. As he went to his office, he walked past his secretary. His secretary said, happy birthday, boss. Man, he felt so special.
Oh.
And she asked him out to lunch. They went out to lunch, and after lunch, she invited him back to her place.
Uh-oh.
He went back to her place, and she said, hey, do you mind if I go into the bedroom for a minute? He said, okay. So, man, she went back into the bedroom. He was looking around on the couch, kind of undid his shirt, undid his pants, took off his shoes, and took off his pants, was laying on the couch waiting for her to come back. She came back out 5 minutes later with a big-ass birthday cake. His wife, his parents, his kids, and his friends, and his colleagues all yelling, surprise!
So what the hell made him think he needed to get naked? You see why men make mistakes?
So, exactly. Big boy, yo. Y'all been assuming the wrong thing.
Woo-wee.
All right.
On that note, poor him. Poor naked man. We are out of here.
Peace.